Hi guys, Big Monday here, and today I'm bringing you a Lina showcase video for Dota 2. This is going to be a basic how the heroes played. I'll put up a slightly more complicated guide on builds and whatever else you want to do with her later, but for now we're just going to quick showcase, show what the hero can do, so enjoy. So, Lina is a ranged intelligence hero, and she's one that's quite flexible. As you can see in this video, I'm playing her in the off lane. She can also mid quite effectively, and she can be a standard support. What makes her so good and so flexible is that she's got one of the highest attack ranges in the game. Now, it's not quite the highest. I believe that's Techie's at 700, and Sniper, once he's leveled up, is take aim. But it's a very, very high base attack range of 670. She doesn't hit massively hard, but even though the only stats I've got here are the Iron Branch, she's hitting for 53, which for an int hero is actually quite a lot. For somebody who's a spellcaster and a nuker, that's quite a lot. Now, what you'll notice during this laning phase, while we go through the abilities, if you keep an eye, it's allowing me to just freely hit both Anti-Mage and Elder Titan without me trading any hits with them at all. So there's no way they can really damage me unless they manage to get somebody manages to stun me for them. So I'm quite safe, and this is what makes her so useful as a support, that she can harass someone out of lane completely without trading in HP, without taking any damage herself. You can see that's the most damage I've taken so far, and that's mostly from creeps. So her first ability, Dragon Slave. I really love the description on this. It says she channels the breath of a dragon. Kind of like she's been kissing Dragonite a bit much, and he'd got a bit of chilly breath. But I really like this. Just, you know, the tooltip on it's pretty cool. It could just say throws out a wave of fire, but it's pretty cool. And this is a really, really good early game nuke, and it's this that makes her survivable in the off lane, because it's got a really long range. The mana cost isn't too heavy, and it levels up quite well. And all you have to make sure when you're laning like this is, if you're going for last hits, you can use this to last hit, and just make sure every time you last hit, you hit the enemies like that, exactly like that. That was perfect. And what that's going to do is it's going to put so much harass on the enemies they just can't come close to you. So if you are in a situation where you're supporting, you probably don't want to use it to last hit, but still it does a good amount of damage, and it works really well with their other abilities. We'll get to that in a sec. So, a third ability, Fiery Soul. Now this grants bonus attack and movement speed every time you cast a spell, and it lasts 10 seconds. And it stacks up to 3 times. So as long as you cast a spell every 10 seconds, once it's at 3, it will just continually stack. It will just refresh the duration. Just put the image back on. So I had to turn that off because I was obscuring it like that. But anyway, so you can get 80, 160, 240, 255. I think 80, 160. Yeah, 255 additional attack speed. And if we take a look at the minute, my attack speed is 123. So 255 additional to what on top of what I've got naturally and what I've got on items. Massive amount of extra attack speed, 255. The 24% move speed bonus is really, really good, especially since Lina plays well with the Yules. You can get pretty close to maxing your movement speed, and what this does is once you've thrown your nukes, it gives you the flexibility to either chase for the kill, apply extra damage, or it gives you the movement speed to back out. If you're in a bit of a dangerous situation, you can just throw your nukes and you can back up. Because one of Lina's weaknesses is that she's very, very squishy. Now, her ultimate ability is amazingly good. It's the highest damage single target nuke in the game. It does have quite a long cooldown, not massively long, but it is quite long. And it has quite a high mana cost. The mana cost is what's really going to cause you problems for this skill, because as you can see, I've only got 520 mana at the moment. At level 1, this uses 280. So, if we just take a quick look, I'll just fast forward this. Now, normally as a Lina, I'd have taken an earlier level of my stun. But if I just skip ahead to the point where I've got Laguna Blade, So if we take a quick look, Laguna Blade is 280 mana, and Dragon Slave is 130 mana. Now that's 410 mana out of a pool of 570. So assuming I've got a full mana pool, I can cast 2 spells plus my ult, because the Light Strike Array costs a little bit less mana than Dragon Slave, but I can cast 2 spells plus my ult at this point, which for Lina is just not enough. You need to be able to cast. Usually what you want is 2 spells, ult, 2 spells, and then maybe you be doing it again. But so anyway, moving on.
Radiant structures are fortified.
So Lina's Light Strike Array, this is a stun, and this is what makes Lina. She's kind of a medium skill cap hero in that she's not massively difficult to play, but this ability is a skill shot. You see, I missed that there. It was timed slightly late. Now it has a 0.5 second cast delay, which means if you're trying to catch running heroes, anyone with high mobility, it's actually quite difficult to land. It benefits well from a setup stun, it benefits well from movement slows to help you land it. It's got quite a decent duration and quite decent damage, but it's got a really good radius. If you've got a lot of heroes clumped up together, you can stun multiple targets. But that cast delay makes it really, really hard to get the perfect Light Strike Array. And don't ever worry about trying to get the perfect Light Strike Array. Because of this delay, it's deliberate. It makes it really, really hard to get the perfect Light Strike Array. You're almost never going to get the perfect Light Strike Array, but it scales up to 2.5 second stun and 240 damage. When you bear in mind that you can stun multiple targets with it, 2.5 seconds from a non-ultimate ability is actually really, really good. It's nowhere near sort of the efficiency of the Shackle Shot, but it is really good. So, Lina's ultimate, like many of the ultimates in the game, can be upgraded by the Aghanim Scepter. Now, if you take a quick look, the damage type on Lina's ultimate is magical, and it does not pierce spell immunity. Just go back a tiny bit. Does not pierce spell immunity. The Aghanim Scepter upgrade, all it does is it changes it makes it pierce spell immunity, and it changes the damage type to pure. Now, that might seem like you really haven't got a great deal out of the ultimate, but if you bear in mind that most heroes have a 25% magic resistance, effectively the spell is now going to do 25% more to most heroes. Some heroes, like Anti-Mage, have a much, much higher spell resistance. Now, with his maxed out spell shield, Anti-Mage has a 62% magic resistance. So, the Laguna Blade is going to do virtually nothing to him without the Ags. With an Ags, this really changes the game. You can look for heroes that got high magic resistance with this, and just gone. This is one of the things that makes Lina so good. Now, Lina really excels. She excels at harassing in lane. For one, she excels at harassing, she excels for early game nukes and for clearing creep waves, and she excels for taking out single targets in the middle of a fight. Most of her damage is designed for single targets, so you're going to be aiming for your supports usually. Sometimes you'll want to save it for a particularly squishy carry like Anti-Mage in this case, but basically you want to kill someone you can kill like that at the as a fight starts, or just after a fight starts, so that the fight is immediately 4v5, and then you're still in the fight and you'll back up a little bit and just cast your nukes, cast your Light Strike Array every time it's off cooldown, just to control the fight a bit. So this is what makes Lina so good, the fact that she can instantly make the fight a 4v5. So guys, I will put up a couple of guides for Lina in the near future. I'm going to put up a support guide for her because she's a really good support. I'm going to put up a mid guide for her because she's a really good core. It really, really works well to have a Lina on your team that's got plenty of farm, Bloodstone, Ags, Refresher. She works really well with farm as well as without. And also an offline lane Lina, like this game. She is only really a good offlaner against certain lineups, but she can effectively offlane quite well. You won't necessarily get kills, but you'll get plenty of farm, plenty of experience, and unless they've got really long range stuns, and really exceptional mobility. It's she's quite survivable in the off lane. So guys, I'll see you all soon. Keep your eyes out for them guys, and have a great day, guys.